This should be interesting. We did it! Oh, we had it.
Hmm? Oh, let me check it out of the way. I'm going to take it to a car.
Good? Is it idle?
Nope. It isn't idle, so.
Out.
Oh, man.
What's
Let's see if it'll start up again. Let's just see if it'll start up again.
Maybe that plate needs to be adjusted a little.
Alright, so we have to do it out of here.
Hello everybody. Today is August 24th of 2021. And I think I got my motor to not die again. Be able to turn on. Let's see. Forward. Off. So yeah, the problem I was having, and I'm still having, is my neighbor might be coming off. I don't want to be caught talking to myself. My motor runs now, and like before it did, but then it started doing a lean pop noise. And I think that was because I have the carb setting right, or it wasn't adjusted on the timing. It was a little off, all those factors. But now we're back to square one. I think is the motor doesn't want to rev up to full throttle. Took it out on the water the first time, and all I wanted to do was idle. But I think now I could get it some throttle out of it, maybe a third of it. I'm gonna take it to the water today. I took it to the water like 3 days in a row last week, and it didn't want to turn on any of those days. Part of it was this fuel pump fitting. This is new. The old one, it worked fine, like when I took the boat out with my dad. But the second time I tried it, like, no fuel wanted to come through. So then I replaced that piece, and then I got these hose fittings, these brass hose fittings from Home Depot. That's what I have on right now. So I bought this new one. I ordered this new one, and it seemed to work. I could blow through it. But then last night, when I had it screwed onto the motor, obviously it didn't want to let fuel pass, so I could blow through it right now, but if I screw it on the motor, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stop working for some reason. I don't know, maybe with the old one it messed up this new brass piece off. This is new. This is new. With the old piece before, it worked for a little bit and then it broke. Now we have this, and I don't trust it. Nevertheless, I'm gonna just screw it on the motor, just in case I need it. But there's an extra hole right here on the motor. I'm not sure what it is. There used to be a plastic cover, but I lost it. I'm gonna take it out to the water today by myself. Last week I had friends, which was kind of a distraction, but I'm gonna try it by myself. I don't know, the Holy Spirit's telling me I should try to take it out today. I don't know why, but we'll see how that goes. Harbor Freight trailer hasn't failed me yet. Alright, here we go. On to this trip. Alright, here we go. Leaving the house. Drive extra slow. I have a bad habit of getting competitive when I drive. So I tried asking my brother, my older brother, if he wanted to come with me. He just got off from college. He told me no, that he was tired, but in reality too busy eating his nachos that he got from the taco truck. So it's just me. It won't be easy. I don't think I've ever launched the boat by myself, but it's the boat I built, and I know most of everything associated to launching the boat. I never did one of these drive-in talks, even though I see people do them all the time. But I guess it's pretty cool. It gives me something to do besides listening to the radio while I'm driving. It would suck real bad if the trolling motor or the motor just popped off while I was driving. I'm driving carefully, driving slow, taking it easy. And I know my truck's not fast. It's okay, it's torquey, but it's also geared at 355 and only a 4-speed, so no, not a lot you could do. I like towing the boat with my 4Runner, but I never towed the boat with the 4Runner with the gas motor on. I feel like it's added some weight back there. I can definitely feel it when I'm turning, going from a stop. It's not significant, it just makes me feel a little bit uneasy though. But I think we handle it just fine. The truck, it feels more stable pulling the boat than the 4Runner does, even though the 4Runner has a lot of power to it. It's a 4-liter V6, and I even had a lot of power passing people with the boat, but not with the outboard motor, but still. On a 2-lane highway, when people are driving like 50 miles an hour when they should be driving 55, or when they're driving 45. The 4Runner's quicker than the truck, definitely. With the trailer, it slows down a little, but I still feel like I have more than enough power with the 4Runner. The truck is just overall heavier, slower, but you feel more stable. You got more torque down low. But since the 4Runner revs really easy, you don't really worry about the torque down low. And the 4Runner has some good torque down low. It's kind of an all-arounder vehicle. This is a boat video, and I'm talking about trucks and cars. I'm not sure if you want to see me be driving, or you want to see the road. Maybe I'll switch it up right now. Okay, here. I know my phone's gonna fall if I do some kind of harsh maneuver. So I'm mounting it between the dash and the windshield. If I get into an accident, I'm gonna be able, and it won't be my fault because I got this one. I got this one pulled out. I mean, I guess I don't really have much to talk about right now. So I'll stop the drive recording right here. I guess I should talk about what I did to the motor. I tried cleaning out the carb, and it was doing some kind of leanness. It could have been the carburetor. I got rid of it today, but I put that new carburetor on, and it kind of did the same thing last night. But then I adjusted the screws, and that seemed to do the trick. It's not popping anymore. So, but I think also the problem was the fuel pump wasn't, or the fuel wasn't filling up the carburetor all the way. I took apart that, I redid that fuel pump and the diaphragm. The reed valves, they look like they look flat, but there's probably like a very tiny gap going on right there. Tiny gap on the reed. I could like press it down with my finger and then it'd make like a tiny clicking noise. It's not pulled open, but it's not sealed shut. I'm hoping that that's not an issue. I don't even know where to get the reed pedals for this motor. I know the Mercuries and the Horses, they stopped making them in the 90s, so hopefully they might have some parts lying around. So I think the fuel pump is good because the reed valves, they're not wide open like how I seen on other YouTube videos. So the fuel pump should supposedly be good. New gaskets and diaphragms. The carburetor, that was $80 online from Michigan. $85-ish. And it snaps. The springs feel strong. It's rebuilt, I believe. So that should not be an issue. The timing can probably be an issue. I tried lining it up like what I saw on a YouTube video where there's a line on the plate, and when that carburetor plastic shaft, when you give it the throttle, and I guess that's how the timing works. I took off the flywheel and I redid the points, re-gapped them. I was having problems with the spark. Head gasket was blown on the top cylinder. When we first tried cranking it, I believe it was the top that didn't have spark. Now the top seems to have a good spark, the bottom is sparking too, but it doesn't look as clean as the top. And we are arrived. Ooh. There was a lot of homeless people over here. Now it looks like they're getting them all out. Wow. Well, we're arriving. Boat launch. Is there anyone out today? I feel alone, but then who would take their boat out Tuesday at noon? Everyone's working. Alright, I'll get ready to back up the boat in the water. Years of playing GTA and farming simulators taught me how to back up trailers, so. Looks like a calm day out on the water. Or the dock. It's a Tuesday afternoon too, so everyone's still at work getting off. Most people normally come around at late afternoon towards the evening with their boats. Some people have nothing to do right now. It's kind of resting time. It stinks out here. The water's green. Yeah. When I go farther out, hopefully I'll be able to drive the boat today. The water will be more nicer. I wasn't thinking, the board just slid right off. Whew. The wallet's wet now. Ah. There we go. Alright. My pants are all wet. My wallet's wet. But glory to God, it's gonna be a good day. Alright. See if she starts. Well, she started. Hopefully it doesn't die now. It doesn't like throttle. Let me give it throttle. All I have. That's full throttle. Let me try priming the bulb. We're running. Not very fast though. What if I try to choke it while we're at it? No. I didn't want to post the video. I didn't want to post the video until I got the engine running fine, but it's taken a really long time. This is all it likes. Starts skipping, I think. It doesn't like that. I think it's only giving out probably 5 horsepower. Not even. And it's 50 horsepower. That's all it's liking. The highest RPM it'll spin without sputtering. Then we go a little more. Yeah. Right here it's running smooth. Not that heavy. This is 15 horsepower, so we should be flying. And we're not at that point yet with the motor. If I try to choke it out, it'll bog down. Oh. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So I'm guessing we have all the fuel we need. That fuel pump should be good. It's idle. At least it doesn't die. It might die if it's a little too long, but... Alright. I did some research, and I think I found my problem. Or I found a problem as to why it won't rev up. Let's put it on start. See if I can start it one hand. Idling. Look right here, what's this? It's running on one cylinder. That's a lot of water left. There's the unboxing of this here tool. This is the $29.99 Harbor Freight compression tester tool. Alright, it looks like the fitting that's already on here is already the right one that hooks onto the motor. Oh, it's still turning. Get that all the way in. Alright, so I discovered this tool right here that I'm just holding against this, the spark plug hole in this rubber, and I think it's working, but I'm not sure that's how you use one of these. Also, I don't know, it's kind of wacky, I might be dumb, but I'm holding against the cylinder, and I get maybe 49 psi. Okay, 51-ish. Now, the bottom one seemed good. Or it seemed around that area. I'm holding it down. 49-ish. Wait, 30? Yeah, 49. So I'm not sure. It's less than with the screw-on thing, but maybe because this is not how you use it. I didn't release the air, but then I got 61. Maybe I'll try that again. Hold it down. Yeah, 61. If I hold it in hard enough. Try the top again. Hold it down hard. This feels dumb. Alright, looks like I got 66. So 61 and 66-ish. So that probably means it's okay. I don't know. Both of them have compression. Anyways, as I was saying. So I know the top cylinder fires and we're running on one cylinder, I believe. And here are the spark plugs and here's the drill. So it appears that we have spark from both plugs. I have them both touching the block and touching each other. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah, it's a good spark. See down here. I think there's fuel in there. Can't really tell down there. We could be having a fuel delivery issue. It's really dark in there. And then this one. I don't know, but I think it's only running on one cylinder still. And I think the reed valves are problematic. There's like a small gap in them. I'll open them up for like the 100th time this week. Here's the fuel pump assembly. I'm not sure. It looks okay. Here's the bottom, but sometimes it does that lean sneeze. Is it supposed to make that tap noise? Should I try bending them the opposite way? I don't know. Seems like there's a ever so slight hole in them. There was, but I fixed it, but yesterday I didn't want to idle, so. I don't know, it looks okay to me, but. Alright, the reeds are back together. I kind of took them out, just kind of looked at them, bent them around and made it straight. And now I think there's no gaps left. I can't really find any of these reeds online. I'll have to look harder, but yeah. Well, there's that. Hello everybody. So the last clip you saw was August 23rd, where I was looking at the fuel pump on the motor. But that's when I kind of like took a break from everything. I was just really frustrated, upset, and disappointed that I wasn't able to figure out what was wrong with the motor. So today's September 21, 2021, Tuesday. And until last week I took a whole break. I was kind of just letting it sit there. I even disinflated the boat and put it into storage just to get it out of the way. Just kind of stopped thinking about it, but it was always at the back of my mind. So I guess last week I decided to do a little research. It was to the point where I was like looking at OfferUp and looking if there are any available outboard motors, because I thought it was a lost cause and gave up. But we got a new compression tester. I tested the compression, or the accurate numbers, more accurate, would be 124 on the top cylinder and 121 PSI on the bottom cylinder. So those are pretty good numbers. So I thought we had spark and we had compression, and I thought fuel was probably an issue. I knew the bottom spark, as I showed in the previous videos, The bottom spark was weaker than the top spark, and I didn't know what to look for, so I watched this YouTube video by a guy called T Mike's Outboards, and that's when he brought up condensers. So yeah, I don't know what this thing does. Right at the time I didn't know what it was, which was last week, and I thought, okay, those cause spark. And then I watched a video from Chrysler Outboard dude on how engine misfiring running on one cylinder. The answer to that is a bad condenser. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try again. It's been a few weeks. It's been a little while. And I'm in college now, so I don't have a lot of free time. Anyways, so I set out to my local boat shop to get a condenser. And I knew the exact one I was looking for, F12181-1. That's the part number. I went to the boat shop, and then I talked to the guy, my local boat shop. I said, I'm looking for do you have one of these? He's all like, a condenser? And I'm like, yeah, for a 1980 Chrysler Sea King. He was all like, oh, they don't make those anymore. Hold on. I need to get a gasket too. I took the head off out of restoration just to make sure that that wasn't any problem, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't. So he was all like, you need a head gasket too? They don't make those anymore. So he told me they don't make condensers anymore for this motor, and they don't make head gaskets anymore. So he looked in stock, and he's all like, actually, according to my computer, we have one somewhere in the back. So let me go look for it. And sure enough, it took a minute, but he pulled this thing out. Here we have a condenser. They stopped making these. The manufacturing date, I don't know if you could see, September 25th, 2014. So yeah, crazy. This is the last one in stock. And then he was all like, let me look at the head gaskets. I knew they had head gaskets there because my dad called before, but I guess he didn't talk to this guy, and this guy's just the counterman. He told me, oh, you look like you're lucky, we have head gaskets too. Or we have a head gasket. They still have one more, but he thought that that was the last one. And the lady told him, no, there should be another one too. So he was all like, are you 21? And I'm like, no, I'm 18. He told me, well, I was going to tell you should run for the lottery because of the luck I had. So I put the condenser in the motor, I re-gapped those. I cleaned the points. I took them out, I rubbed them against sandpaper and wiped them down so the bare metal was clean, or clean enough. I couldn't get it perfect, but I didn't want to mess it up. And then I didn't know which was the top cylinder and the bottom cylinder. There's two condensers in here, so I took one out, and then it was running the same. I was all like, oh man, so the condenser probably wasn't the issue. So the last spark I hope I had, the last possible thing I could have done was I took the old condenser I replaced, and then I replaced it with the other old one on the motor. So I took the bad one out, and then I put the old one that was still good, the top cylinder, I put it on the boat, the good old condenser. So I have a new condenser and an old condenser. And then I pulled it, and then the motor sounded really loud, like I never heard it before. And then my dad looked at me, and he's like, that's the sound you want to hear, I guess, because he remembers it. And this whole time it was running on one cylinder, and I didn't even know until that one day. I was pleasantly surprised, and in the next video clips, you'll see how it turned out at the water. You ready?
Yeah.
Whoa, now we're making great.
after a long while, I finally got the motor working. It took June, July, August, September, 4 months. And I had to take like a month-long break. Here it is now. We're going about 60 miles an hour. I just got done editing most of the video except for this clip. I'm not completely done, I just kind of arrange it together. And I'm not a video editor. I'm so new to this video editing stuff, so it's not gonna be perfect. And the software I'm using is free, and I don't know how to use most of it, so I already have some limitations with that, as well as not learning as being new to editing. But yeah, as you've seen in that video, we were topping out with my two brothers in there, probably weigh 440 pounds, just the three of us, as well as we got this gas tank with 3 gallons of gas left in it. It's a 6-gallon tank. We had like half a tank left, and we were pushing 16 miles an hour, 17 when I took my little brother out. So I was kind of hoping we'd go a little faster, but I'm actually very grateful that I got it to work. It took a while. As I said in the other clip, it's September 21 right now. I mean Tuesday. I really want to take my boat out a lot more, but college. If only I figured out the condenser was a problem like a month ago. But I never worked on an outboard motor anymore, and my mechanic experience is very limited. I got a lawnmower to work with a clogged carburetor, and I have 2 mini bikes, but something like this with the impeller and 2-stroke, and I never really experienced or learned about. But this was a learning curve for me, and next time I find an old free outboard, I know exactly what to look for. Or for the most part, this is a very old motor with simple parts. But yeah, and maybe I can make a lesson out of my whole experience. And I didn't want this video to be a super long video, but I think it is going to be a long video. Don't give up on your dreams, your projects. If there's a will, there's a way. Pray. Trust in God, and you will not be disappointed. Now, yeah, it did take a while, but it's better than me giving up and saying, got what I originally wanted to get this thing running. So, and I guess I should talk about what's up with it now. So when I was running it out there, I was having a bit of a idle problem where it would miss a sneeze, but it wouldn't die like before since it had 2 cylinders firing. But at idle, sometimes it wasn't tuned right, and it would sputter and miss. I'm trying to dial that out right now, but the only time I took it out was in that last clip. One time where it was working, and I think it should turn on, but just idle, I might need to dial that in. And also the throttle, it's kind of sensitive at one point. I twist it, vroom. I want to accelerate a little tiny bit more, but it won't let me, and then I turn it a little more, and then it just jumps. So I don't know if it's supposed to do that or it's a carburetor problem. We bought this carburetor $80 from Michigan, I believe, and I don't know if it's rebuilt or unused. It could be a new carburetor that's never been used for years, or it could be a old rebuilt one that hasn't been rebuilt in years or hasn't been used in years. Maybe it was rebuilt a long time ago. I don't know what the story is, but I put my trust in it that it's a fine carburetor. I haven't opened it up yet. But nevertheless, I got a working boat, kind of. Now plans for it, I'm gonna need a recoil, because it broke a long time ago when we were still trying to get it running, and clean it up, make it look pretty. I kind of wanted to paint the motor to match the boat. Then like, I like this stock factory look to it. Obviously I want to clean it up, but I feel like since this is a two-stroke, it's very dirty and it's white. So whenever I clean it, it's just gonna get dirty. I think that's all I have to say for now. If there's anything else I want to say later down the road, I'll definitely put it in another video. I just want to upload this video. If you made it to the end, I understand if you skipped some, but I want you to thank you for watching and joining me on my journey to get this thing running. Thank you.